place. You don't need cable. Hop on YouTube. Welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, huh? Laugh a little. Get that wine in your system for your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Get addicted to the content. Got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want to invite a bunch of friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation. Bring it to the table, but if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back until you start to try again. Yeah. Welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah. Welcome to the hood table.
You gotta get one of these.
Where mine at? Hold on, we finna be now. Hey y'all, hold on just a second. Me and my co-host about to beef right now. We finna beef.
Listen.
Not now, but right
I went out just to get some ideas through different t-shirt people. I have somebody else that's going to create a t-shirt as well, and whoever gives us the best design, that's who we're going to go with. So
she gonna go and get a t-shirt, a hood table t-shirt, and don't give me one.
I can't give you this one because this isn't the final draft. I told somebody what I told somebody what I wanted to show you, so I can get some feedback. Can y'all see it?
Look at my eyebrows. When this is over, she just wanted to shake her titties, y'all. Quit playing. That's all that's happening. She just wanted to shake them maracas. That's all.
Oh, see. But anywho, no, for real. Somebody asked me, was we gonna start selling t-shirts? And I said, yeah, as soon as I can get the design that I really like. This one is okay, but
I like that.
It's okay. But there's another lady, she's on YouTube and she just started making t-shirts. She has a printer and everything in her house. So I'm gonna see what she can come up with.
Okay.
And whatever we get for the final, I'm going to order it in t-shirts. We're going to have hats. We're going to have sweatshirts. We're going to have hoodies, coffee mugs. We're going to have all that.
I need all of that.
All that.
I need all that swag. I need all that.
Yeah, hood table swag. But anyway, everybody, please come on in and hit the like button on your way in. Make sure you share the live if you like. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Notifications.
Yes, make sure you ring the bell, child.
Ring my bell.
Ching-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. You know what? I need to get me a bell. I am going to buy me a bell. So that's what we need. We need that every time we get a notification. And also, I didn't put the title. Well, they can see the title of the live when they show up in their notifications. But tonight we are going to be talking about 2 subjects, maybe more, but definitely 2 subjects. And which one you want to start with first? Do you want to do the community thing, or do you want to do the funeral thing?
Community first. Get that out the way, because I think the funeral gonna take a little bit longer.
Okay. Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
You can start today.
Okay. Well, first of all, no.
She getting real good with it tonight.
First of all, let me roll the neck and all that. But
First of all, hold on before you go. First of all, let me say it was my fault that we were late this evening.
Oh yeah, take the blame.
It was my fault. I take the blame, y'all. But I have been on the phone all day literally all day. And when I look, and the mister goes, "Well, babe, ain't you supposed to be going live tonight?" I said, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, it's 9:21. Well, if you know what time it is, get the hell off the phone so I can get ready."
Mm-mm-mm.
So I'm putting somebody
And
blame
she don't
on
need
him
to get her a special alarm bell because I know how black folks are. I know how we are. It's in our blood to be late. But we're gonna
It's
give
in
her a
our
pass. We're gonna give her
DNA.
a pass. We gonna give her a pass. But I had
One more week, and I take presents, I take cards that are not that won't decline. I take
what you
cash
talking
with
about?
my card. I'm talking about for my birthday next
You ain't
Monday.
getting no doggone presents if you gonna
Um,
keep being late. You
look, um,
no
so
presents
let me
on.
see. So I need cards that don't decline, cash that's not counterfeit. What else
You
I
better
take?
wait till we
I
get our
take checks
stimulus
that
check.
don't bounce. Oh yeah, and I do have what's that? Not GoFundMe, the other one.
Cash
What's
out.
it? Yeah, that one.
Let me tell you
It's,
something.
it's
When we get
Pumpkin
our stimulus
77.
check, we'll see what we can do. until then, until then, I had been contacted earlier, and I ain't gonna say no names, but I was
Mm-hmm.
contacted from somebody from the Omaha Police
Somebody
Department.
prominent in the neighborhood.
Yep,
Somebody prominent.
from somebody in the Omaha Police Department, and also a prominent figure in our community. And they had asked us to discuss something on our channel today, and we're also going to have them on later this week. I don't know what day this week, but it'll be this week. But anywho, this week it's an epidemic going on. Everybody knows what's going on in the world, what's going on in New York, in Chicago, in Nebraska, in Atlanta, everywhere, everywhere.
Looking crazy of the
And
world. Except for
yes,
Africa.
yes. And we even had a nurse on our show a few days back. A nurse talked to us for about an hour or so about, what's going on, advice, different things that she knows firsthand, as far as this virus that's going around and everything, and tips for us to try to stay healthy. Woo, woo, woo. That nurse practitioner, was pleading with people, as a lot of officials are and authority figures, for us to stay home unless it's absolutely necessary to go out. If you have to go to work, if you have to run to the grocery store to grab something, other than that, they've been really focused on trying to make people stay home. And what do we do? As soon as the weather gets close to 60, 70 something degrees, we run down to the lake like the lake was deep this weekend, and I'm not gonna be too harsh on y'all. I don't know about Diva, but I ain't gonna be too harsh on y'all.
Oh, I'm
But
gonna be harsh. I'm gonna be harsh.
It's like people are not taking this serious at all. Like, okay, not everybody. I'm not gonna throw y'all all in there like that, but a lot of people are practicing self-distancing even in their own homes. People who have to go out for work, they're practicing self-distancing with their own family.
Right.
But people like last weekend, it was an alarming amount of people at Carter Lake, which is a well-known lake in our community, where it's known for people throughout the summer to kick it down there, to congregate, especially on Sundays.
Mainly minorities.
And it's mostly people from North Omaha, people from the Omaha community, and they go down there, barbecue, kick back,
Have a good time.
But
Don't get me wrong, it is a fun, you riding
yeah,
through there and showing
riding
off the
through.
cars and motorcycles, and you may run into somebody you ain't seen in umpteen years. I get it. I get it.
Me
I
too. Me too.
understand that. But at this time, you have to be smart. You have to be. You have to say, it's kicking it down at the lake. more important than my own health, than my life. Because literally, you are taking your life in your hands just to
You're
go
taking a risk.
kick it at the lake.
You're risking your life and your children's.
You can miss a week or two, or hell, even a month from kicking it down there in order to preserve your life. This is
Right.
the stupid. When she called me earlier and told me this, I wish y'all could have seen my face, because I'm like, they cannot possibly be this stupid. Who is that
Girl.
stupid? And see, she's nice and she tries to be really politically correct. No, no. Who's stupid enough to go down there and put your life in jeopardy? For what? For what? Tell me, please. Somebody hit me up
Right.
on here. Tell me why it was so important to be down there at that damn lake. Because I truly don't understand it.
I don't either. I don't know. It wasn't like it was a holiday. It wasn't Mother's Day. It wasn't Easter. It wasn't July 4th. It was just another day. And normally, of course, during any other normal time, that's normal. Heck, I probably would have been rolling through, checking to see
Right.
who there, and just rolling through with family and friends. But the congregating in the packs is really frowned upon right now, and people are not taking it serious. And like I posted on our the Hood Table Facebook page today and on our IG, I was like, people is not gonna start taking it serious until it hits them dead in the face at home. And I literally meant that, dead in the face. Like, numbers are increasing more and more. It's not dwindling down.
I think we need to reiterate how this affects you. You start off with a headache. You just think you got a headache.
Mm-hmm.
You get a cough that will not go away, that's causing your chest to hurt. Now, with this cough that won't go away, you're having trouble breathing. Just listen. This shit has seeped in, and now these little the virus has turned and is now attacking your system. It's attaching itself to your lungs, to
Your
your
lungs.
heart, to your brain. It's attaching itself, and it's not going away, because what it's doing now that it has attached itself, it's multiplying. It's
Mm-hmm.
multiplying. Every second it's in your body is multiplying and getting worse. It goes and goes until your lungs fill up and you literally suffocate from the fluid in your lungs.
Yep.
Ain't nobody holding no pillow over your face. Ain't nobody waterboarding you. You're suffocating on your own fluids.
Yep.
It's
And I
going
just
it's going to that lake, worth all of that.
no. And I just put the link in the chat to the interview that we did with the nurse practitioner a few days back. She gave a lot of knowledgeable information on our platform a few days back. Her name is Angela. She's a local nurse practitioner, and she spent time with us a few days ago to let us know that we really, I don't know what else we can do. I still get people calling me, hey, you want to come over? You want to go play spades? You want to go to the bar? You want to go here? You want to go there? I literally haven't been leaving the house, like literally, really, like staying home, not because I want to stay home. It's just because it's highly recommended. And I'm trying to adhere to, the ordinance.
Now, when I can say I have been leaving the house. I go and, okay, the kids need milk. Let me go to the store and get some milk. Oh, we need eggs and butter. and bread. Okay, let me
Well, of
go
course, yeah. If
grab
we
that.
need to go to the store, then you're supposed to go to the store. But the key is to try not to go all the time. I mean, like
Now,
the last
the
time I went to
difference
the
is
store,
when
I
I go
stocked
to the
up.
store, I have one of those respirator masks on, and I got on gloves from the moment I step out of my car.
Mhm,
So I'm walking through there, full mask, full gloves. Ain't
mhm.
no, I'm not touching nothing with my bare hands. And then even then, when I grab a cart, they had them sanitizing wipes.
Right.
I'm standing right there and I'm wiping the whole damn cart down.
Yep.
So, we have to be proactive when we are doing stuff like that. You
Yes.
you have to make sure, and then not only that, take those gloves off before you get into your car.
Yeah.
Do stuff to sanitize your car down.
And stop leaving them in the cart. I'm getting so sick of seeing people leaving their gloves in the cart. Throw them darn things in the
Put
trash.
in
Or
just about every store I go in, there is a trash can by the exit.
by the exit on the way in. I mean, I'm like, if I
It's
see one
like,
more pair of
duh.
gloves, they just throw them off and throw them in the cart. Like, come on, y'all. We gotta be more vigilant and thinking about other people while we're out there. If you don't want them germs, why would you leave the gloves in the cart?
Right, like somebody else want them like, oh, they
Right.
left gloves for me. No.
Thank you. And we got to put our food in there, and then if we don't, we have to discard the gloves ourselves. So it's just,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just simple things like that.
People are so
That
selfish and idiotic. The world revolves around them. To hell with everybody else. Um, and that's just how people think. Seriously, and I'm like, who raised you?
Mhm.
Really? Or did they even try to raise you?
I don't know. And then like somebody asked me today after I made a post that you guys, we can't be congregating in large packs like that. Like okay, somebody has sent me had commented on the post and said, what does it mean to quarantine?
Are you a fully grown, functioning human being? Did you Are you a high school graduate?
I
Cause
didn't even respond. I didn't even respond. I'm like, how many times have you heard the Q word last, let's say, 2 weeks?
2 months.
I'm
Oh,
not even
I
gonna go all the way back to
well,
when they
see, you
first.
know me, and you know I'm a smart ass. So you gonna ask me what it means to quarantine? And my response would be, what your parents should have done.
Don't make me choke on my drink, girl. But I mean, I didn't know. Of course, I knew what to say, but I don't see that. I guess the thing is, I don't know if they were being serious or if they were trying to be
Trying to be funny,
sarcastic,
but
or like. Did you really ask me what does quarantine mean? Like, did you really just ask me that? And it's been
yeah,
all over the news. Like the president is trying to quarantine the entire New York, portions of New Jersey. I mean,
I found out today. My homegirl, shout out to Nicole. She lives in Maryland, and
mm,
she is a nurse. And she said they have shut down the state of Maryland.
right, and they're okay. They're like people who are traveling, or who've been to New York. Like they telling people, don't come out of your house, don't come. They are going around looking for people who might have left New York, might have, And this person asked me on Facebook, what does it mean to quarantine? I'm like, are you being sarcastic right now? I didn't even respond because I'm like, are they being sarcastic? I think some people is getting tired of hearing people tell them to stay home. And like some
I
guy,
get it, but I made a video last week. I think it was like Thursday or Friday, and I was showing people different way, just some stuff that you can do to make quarantine a little more livable. And because like I went to the dollar store and I bought a bag full of stuff for my kids to do and to play for under $8.
Mm-hmm.
We got like those four like little white bars like you would play ping pong with.
Mm-hmm.
And they done came up with all kind of games where you gotta try to bounce it in the cup. No, you gotta shoot baskets. Or you gotta throw it from your cup and try to catch it with I'm like, we finna use some good old imagination. I
Well, you
bought
know what?
a
It's a lot of
bingo
things.
set.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of games. Like we really need to get back into the pre-cable, the pre-internet, the pre-social media. We really do need to get back into that. And we might be teaching our children something at the same time. Like this is how it was back in the day when we didn't have all these video games and we were sitting around. Like I told my son the other day, I said, I don't remember the last time I played what's that? Well, you got to act out a movie. What is it called? Right. I said, I don't remember the last time we played that. And then some guy that I follow on Facebook, he's one of my personal mechanics, my car mechanics. And he made a post today and he said, do you know how much stuff I can do around my house now that I'm at home? Stuff that we've been putting off. He said there gotta be a lot of things that people have put off in their house that they need to do, whether that's out there in the dirt gardening or going through your attic or going
That's
through
why
your
I was going from the house the other day. I was going to pick up my soil because I can't wait to start getting back there in my garden again. You know how proud I was of my garden last and so now this year we're expanding it. We're trying to make it a little cuter, and I'm like, that was something that was on my list already.
Yeah.
But, me and my kid, but the thing is, see, my kids, it's not bothering them because I was already doing stuff like this with them. Like we go outside and we play badminton, and it's like to death we playing badminton and just having a ball. We got like the giant bowling set, so we can take that outside and set it up and play and bowl.
Yeah.
Stuff that you have. Come on, people, you gotta.
We gotta use our imagination too.
You gotta use your minds. Just, me and my kids, honey, our thing is Connect Four. We play.
Oh, I love Connect Four.
Honey, last year on the 4th of July, I was whooping everybody that sat down at the table. My cousin was like, "It is not that serious." Yes, it is. Now get up.
I remember before my grandma passed a few years ago. Oh my God, Connect Four. Ever since as far back to when some things came out, we was probably what 5, 6, 7 years old when them things came out. Ever since,
was older than that, girl.
And the only person who could beat her was my youngest uncle. Everybody in the whole family, she would slay us all left and right. Who next?
I get both of my parents are very competitive, but my daddy is the most competitive person I've ever met besides me. My whole family, we're very competitive. And my daddy is one of them dads where he was always down there on the floor with us playing and we gonna play till I lose.
Yeah.
Why we gonna play till you lose? And that's where it was. And so that's how I am with my kids. Like my daughter, somebody told me, because she was 5 and we were playing Connect Four, and I'm laughing because I'm like, you gonna keep playing till you beat me.
Yeah.
Like, she's only 5. You should let her win. No.
Hey, Carla. Carla Prince is in the chat. How you doing?
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you
Corona day.
Yeah, happy Corona week. Let's call it Corona month. I hope you being healthy. I hope you being safe.
Right,
everybody, I don't know what happened to Kamadula, but I know everybody is under a lot of pressure right now to stay home. I know somebody had posted something on Facebook that people were being mean towards some of the people who was out in large packs at the lake this past weekend. A lot of people were saying on Facebook that people were being mean towards some of the people who was at the lake. And I think because some of the people was calling them stupid and ignorant and it's ridiculous and dumb and a lot of words people were expressing about this past weekend at the lake. It was deep.
I would just say, where's the lie in all that? And
it was deep.
Being called.
I'm glad you are safe, Carla. I'm so glad because it's rapidly spreading and it's hard to ignore it. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it. And so when somebody
you're getting tired of hearing about it, but if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to continue to hear about it.
Yes.
It's not that hard. I understand you don't follow rules very well, but I think this is the time for you to learn to start following rules.
Right. And Lord knows, today I had a taste for some what did I have a taste for? Some Red Lobster.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a taste for some lobster tail, some red lobster,
some crab legs.
Man,
and some of the stuffed mushrooms. Girl.
I said I'm gonna stay home and I'm gonna eat my leftover greens and cornbread with my turkey legs and my.
Now we finna fight again. You done made greens
yesterday.
You know how I love them greens.
They fire too. You already know.
She is wrong. They said bring it to the table if we got an issue. Damn it, I'm bringing it all to the table. How dare you cook greens and then don't even say, hey, I got a bowl for you, come through.
I posted it on Facebook, but see, you ain't really been on Facebook lately.
I really haven't.
But what I actually did was Saturday, because I told my son, this is what I'm going to do every 3 or 4 days. I'm going to make 2 meals to stretch. And that way we can alter, because, some people get bored of eating the same leftovers. Yeah. No matter how good it is,
right?
People get bored. So what I did was I made a crock pot full of nacho cheese dip on Saturday. And then on Sunday, that's when I made the soul food, the greens, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I told my son, if just alternate throughout the week. And then there's other stuff. There's pizzas in the freezer. There's, you got to give people a variety. They're going to keep going out and going out, and some people can't cook at all. I feel sorry for the ones who can't cook.
Well, you know what? For them men to get them cute little girls and they can't cook.
Sorry for you. Sorry for you.
Well, you should have got your big girl. We good for your health.
Yeah, Carla Prince, she said, yes, it is. It will not hurt to stay in. It really doesn't. I mean, okay, I think most people who are claustrophobic is probably taking this the worst. They don't like to be, stuck inside of, too long anywhere. But I'm enjoying it, child. I got my Netflix, I got my Hulu, I got my cable, I got my kids. He's very entertaining. My son is very entertaining.
My kids are hilarious. I've been cracking up at them. Oh my gosh. Especially that little one. Girl, she is off the chain. For real.
My 19-year-old, he said, so Mom, since we getting our stimulus check, I said, you mean my stimulus check? He said, since we get our stimulus check, what's my cut?
I know that's right, Cam. What's my cut?
I'm like, you gonna get cut, all right? You don't get cut
because of him. So, with that being said,
he talking about what's my cut? I said, I think about it. He know I'm gonna give him some, but I'm like,
I already told my kids no. Well, actually, what I'm gonna do with that, if we get it, I'm saving it because that'll be our money to go out of town with this summer.
Exactly. And that's another thing my friend said on his live today. He was telling people to be vigilant and we keep hearing it, but we need to keep hearing it. When you get that doggone stimulus check, he said, do not go out there and turn up. And then a month or so later, when the landlord says, okay, time's up, when MUD, when OPPD, when all these people say, okay, we let them slide through the epidemic, now we want our money, and y'all sitting there with no money talking about, I need another stimulus check. No, see, people go the same way people do with their income taxes is the same way some gonna do with their check. But hold on real quick. A lot of people
don't be talking about the way we live.
A lot of
people judging us.
A lot of people, when they get their income taxes, they blow that money like it's available every month. And then they broke by Easter. I can guarantee you a lot of people are already broke who done got $3, $4, $5, $6, $7,000 for income taxes just a month ago. They already broke. I can guarantee you
I'm still waiting on TJ to go ahead and flip it. He just needed a couple hundred so he could flip it and make it more. So don't be trying to judge us for how we live.
I'm going to tell you to tell DJ, TJ, Day, Ray, they can't have your money to flip, because if they didn't have it to begin with, okay. But no, for real, a lot of people is really relying on that stimulus check. Like me personally, I didn't get no taxes. I made too much. I didn't get no taxes. I was supposed to get 150, 150. And it cost me $85 to file. So what does that leave? Let's see, subtract the 0 from the 9 and subtract the carry the 2. That would have left me.
You'd have $15. Yeah, it ain't worth the ink and paper to print it.
I'm like, but we good over here in the hood, because I just you get to an age where you have to mature and you have to realize shit happens.
You have to mature. Shit happens. Because I know people that's in their 60s and they.
I know, but people don't. When you've been through so much stuff, like when you've been through so much stuff, when you raised with nothing, and everything you get is handed down, and then you grow up and you still think like in your 20s, I know what I'm doing, and you still end up in debt, blowing money, car breakdown, kids need this, and you're looking around like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It comes a time where you be like, shit happens. And I tell my kids, I raise my kids that way, to keep money in your savings account. Every time you get paid, you got 3 ways to do this: savings, checking, spending. I raised my kids and I drilled that in, and they do it to this day. They always got chips in the bank, because shit happens. Yeah. And a lot of people like this epidemic now, now.
I never really got into saving. I didn't. But I always have a backup plan in case shit happens, Yeah. I just have that backup plan. Now, something else, speaking of banking, what I've been wanting to touch on and kept forgetting. People, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've been saying that a lot lately, but I'm not. But I've been thinking the way things are stopping, the way these businesses are closing, the way the stock markets are falling. Just listen to me just a second. I truly believe that every person needs to have at least $500 cash on them, or in their house somewhere. I say
at least more than that, but that's a start.
At least, right. But I say that because, like I said, the way these businesses are going out of business with a quickness, the way these banks are set up, and the way they are dependent upon the Dow Jones and the S&P and all of that, and they're dropping daily and setting records for loss. Who do
Yeah.
you think the banks get their money from? So don't get caught with your panties down.
Right.
Have you some money on hand in case the damn bank decides to go under with your money in there.
And even if the bank is insured, it takes a minute. It ain't like if they drop, they gonna start throwing cash, their insurance or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
oh yeah, we owe you this. Here, let me go back in there and open that door up and give you your money.
Right,
That
right,
ain't how it work, baby.
right. And Carla
That's not
said,
how it work.
Carla said, I don't feel sorry for them. There is not that much quite in the world, and if they get a check, pay the rent, utilities first. Exactly. That's what my friend on Facebook was saying earlier today. When you get that check, it's like just like with your taxes, just like with your regular paycheck. It's okay. I always believe that your whole check should not go to bills. I always believe that. I don't give a doggone. I will rob Peter to pay Paul in order not to be broke for 2 more weeks. I'm a firm believer of that. Somebody gonna have to hold on because me and mine ain't gonna be sitting over here without a dime. So some people, but when you get those stimulus checks, it's only like for me, it's $1,200. $1,200 that don't go nowhere. Right. It helps. It helps, right. But it's not gonna take you far. And the like even the landlords and people is contacting their tenants. We gonna work with you. We gonna work with you because the banks are working with landlords who have mortgages on their rental properties. Right. So everybody's helping everybody. But when that time come and your landlord say, "Okay, this is over,"
knock. MUD, we're here to shut off your gas and water.
Thank you. And MUD, you already know how they is here. And it's summertime. It's about to be summertime.
I tell you, I'm about to shut this shit off. Click.
MUD, you don't even know. You just be in there in the shower.
Press the toilet and wash your hands, and you like, what happened here?
You be in the shower, and then next thing you feel is ice water. Like, who flushed the toilet? But for real, seriously, we need to start taking this stuff so serious. And the police, what they start doing, the police is going to start, okay, they already got ordinances against restaurants and bars. There are people calling. There are people calling and reporting. What was that restaurant, Legends? Did you see that on Facebook? Somebody reported Legends and said it was 30 people on the patio and Legends was serving all of them. I don't know if it was Becky. I don't know if it was Becky or somebody else. But somebody called and reported them, and the police, people is reporting people. And the police, they're going to start getting stricter and stricter on us, and we don't want a curfew. Who wants a curfew?
These idiots still out congregating because they think what they say. They think it won't happen to you, and when it do, you standing there looking stuck and stupid. But I'm done talking about these idiots.
Yeah. Let me just read Carla's comment. She said, I was taught that growing up, read about the Depression, the banks closed, and many people lost everything. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, gotta be wise with your coinage, y'all. Be wise with the coinage and them stimulus checks.
Those who do not, what they say, those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it.
Exactly. But okay, that's enough of that. Telling y'all to stay y'all butts indoors so y'all don't get sick and die. So moving right along. Okay, Carl, I'm gonna let you start off with the next one.
Lord, today.
The next topic.
So last night I'm watching YouTube and I have been seeing this story in my recommended stories for a couple of weeks, and I finally decided, okay, I'll click on it and watch it. Girl, you talking about a hot mess of a hot mess. It's sad, but it leaves you with some questions.
Yeah.
So, in New York, this couple, they had a daughter. She was 10. She started getting sick around September, and sometime in December, she passed away. So that's just part of the backstory. What happens, what causes these people to start recording is the father and his family come into the wake, and the mother and her family stand up and stand guard around this child's coffin. And in between the two families is a line of police officers blocking access to this baby's coffin. Apparently, the mother had went and gotten a protection order, but the father had went and got some kind of judgment where he was supposed to also be allowed time of visitation time with his child. The stuff that was coming out of these people's mouths was some of the foulest stuff. I'm like, first of all, you are at a child's funeral. This is a 10-year-old baby. Second of all, as much as I can't stand my baby daddy, and anybody that know me know I can't stand that Negro, but I would never not allow him to come and pay his respects to his child. I would never do that. And to just be there and act like that at that funeral was just, it was ridiculous.
It was. Now, if you like, I can play a portion of it if you like.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Okay, let me share the screen so I can show you guys a portion of the video. I'm not going to play the whole video because it is like 25 minutes long. So I'm going to just show a portion. Okay, let's see. Let me know if that's big enough, Karma Diva.
Make it a little bigger. They don't need to see it.
Yeah, they just mainly need to hear it.
That's good.
Okay.
This is what's going on at my niece's funeral, bro. Please, somebody tune in, bro. See what the NYPD do at my 10-year-old niece's fucking funeral. The other family is blocking the fucking casket, bro. Is this not crazy? They got a barricade between my family and everybody else, bro. This shit is embarrassing, bro. They got the police. The police is blocking us in, bro. They got the baby barricaded over there, bro. Do y'all see this shit, bro? This is evil, bro. My niece, this is evil. This is evil right here. Pure evil. My brother's daughter. Y'all see what's going on, bro? This is what police is doing, bro. He has a court order. Somebody make this go viral. Somebody make this go viral. I see all these police. Yo. These niggas is yo. This is evil, bro. This is evil, bro.
I'm definitely not going to say, bro. Watch. The Minaj law is getting passed before I die.
Okay, so that was just a little portion of it. I posted the full video about an hour ago on our YouTube channel, so you can go look on our YouTube channel to get the full video. But you heard at the end where he said he's going to start a law. He's going to make sure this doesn't happen to no other parent, that they can't see their child or go to their child's funeral or something. And they did create a petition real quick.
Yeah. And where you doing that? I have
okay petition. Here we go.
I mean, you know, while you're doing that, I'm gonna just say a couple of things. First, I send my respects to the families, because like it or not, y'all are connected through these children. And if you didn't hear, they have another child together.
Oh, go ahead.
And then secondly, not only do they have another child together, but my thing is this. Okay, your daughter's been sick since September. Nobody told him. They went to bed, and then the little girl, when she died, nobody notified him. He found out from Facebook that his daughter had died. That's disgusting and so sad. But my question is, why didn't you know this stuff? Were you not going to see your children, or were you being denied access?
I don't understand. I don't understand, because somebody had said that he was paying child support. But
that was gonna be,
you know, that don't always mean, yeah. That don't mean that they were, I'm not saying in his case, but oh, hey, Patrice Cunningham, aka Internet Granny. Hello, Queen. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello.
But just because you pay child support, you know, that don't mean a hill of beans to some circumstances. So we're not gonna, you know, prejudge or say this guy wasn't as involved as he's supposed to. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but go ahead.
But then I had another question. My other one was, okay, so maybe he is paying, but what made her go and get a protection order in the first place and start denying him access to the kids? Was he beating on the kids? Was he beating on her? Was he molesting the kids? Something had to call, you know, for every action, there's a reaction. So for that reaction, something had to go on. She could just be one of them stupidly sick people. Like, you know, I'll try to tell this as fast as I can. Because a lot of people, when I read the comments, they were like, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my gosh. No, I know it happens, because my uncle, years ago, my uncle had a set of twins, a girl and a boy. And the girl died in her sleep when she was 12. Now she died on the my uncle and the mother were divorced, and my uncle was dating this little Mexican lady. He ended up marrying her, but they were dating at the time. So how we found out, my uncle calls, and he calls my mother, and he says, did somebody call you and tell you my daughter died? And we're like, what are you talking about? He said somebody called him and said your daughter's dead, and hung up the phone.
Wow.
So he called me because I was tight with his ex-wife's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, let me call her and see what she knows, and I'll call you back. Now, mind you, my uncle lives in Texas. I call her cousin. She's like, I don't know nothing about that, but let me check. She investigates, get back to me in about 30 minutes. She said, well, I don't know who called, but it is true. She did die. And I'm like, how could you actually call somebody and tell them their child died with no explanation? You just call and say that and then hang up.
That
So,
is really sad.
yeah. So that she died on a Thursday. I'm sorry, my mouth is so dry. Let me get a drink real quick. She died on a Thursday. And then we find out that her mother is going to have the funeral on Monday. We were like,
Mm.
4 days? What? So we had to, it was between pay periods. So we had to scramble money together. We drove through an ice storm to get down there. We picked my grandfather up from the town that they live in, and then we drove on down to Houston. We had just missed her wake, but when we
Wow.
got there, my uncle says they were at the funeral home, him and his girlfriend and her family. She tells my uncle, well, if you don't have your half of the money that it costs for the funeral, you can't see her. She had already talked about the funeral was $8,000 and this and that. But my uncle had him a boss bitch because what she do, she went to her bank. She was working like 3 jobs, seriously. She went to her bank, got the cash out. So when that trick said what she said while they standing there at the funeral home, my uncle reaches in his pocket, bam, $4,000 cash. Said her eyes bugged all out, and he was like, "Oh, and I'm gonna need my receipt right now."
Mm.
Said she, oh, her and her mama and her sisters, they was, uh, oh no, but see, you thought you wasn't gonna get your money and that you was gonna block him from seeing his baby.
That's
And
crazy.
so when she went to go write out her receipt, oh, he turned around and he was like, oh, and I'm gonna need my privacy. Y'all gotta leave while I'm in here with my daughter. Oh, they was about to
I hope,
have a fit.
I
So the
hope
next,
that guy gets an interview with somebody. I mean, I
yeah,
would love to talk to him on our platform, but even if he talks to anybody on any platform, I would like to hear the full story because the only thing we know is that they had some kind of custody battle. His daughter got
mm-hmm,
sick. Then she died of cancer and she had
mm-hmm.
osteosarcoma. She was diagnosed in early August 2009. And her father
2009
had
or
no idea.
19.
2019. Sorry, my bad. August of 2019. That's when she was diagnosed. And her father had no idea his daughter had passed. And he found out literally from on social media. And just my guess looking on the outside in is that it might have been a bad custody battle. And the girlfriend or wife or ex-wife or whatever, the other parent, the mother, had a strong beef with
Yeah.
the father and didn't feel the need to tell him that their child had died
But
and that they had planned a
no
whole
matter what the
funeral.
adults are going through, it should never ever reflect
Exactly.
on the kids.
They
It
said it
should
was
never.
They said it was a long she died, the girl died in the middle of a long and bitter custody battle, but the courts had granted him a court order which allowed him and his family access to his daughter's viewing and burial. But when he arrived, immediately the little girl's mother and her family blocked him from seeing his daughter in her final, before they, bury her or
Let
cremate
me
her.
tell
We
you
don't
the end of this
know.
story real quick though. So the next day was the funeral.
Mhm.
And Like I said, because she has such a nasty attitude. She really has a nasty personality. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, we showed up. Like I said, we stopped and got my grandfather. I was pregnant at the time with my daughter, and then my aunt, well, my uncle's girlfriend, her and her family, they all came. So we was deep. What
Hmm.
it was is she thought that my uncle didn't have no family, that nobody was gonna be there with him, and she was gonna mistreat him. But baby, if we could have took a picture of her face when she seen us walk in that church, and we was like 10 deep. Yes, he has a family, and it's not gonna go down the way you thought it was. Cause see, her and her sisters and her mama thought they was just gonna do him any kind of way. No, I don't care. And see, the funny part was me and my uncle had been beefing for years, but it don't matter. That's put to the side when it comes to these kids. Actually, when it comes to family matters,
Hmm.
all that gets put to the side, and we're gonna deal with this right now. And she got the clowning so bad in the funeral. I mean, she was shaking like she had epilepsy, and then slid down the pew onto the floor. And the girl, I'm not laughing. I'm
Hold
not
up,
lying.
hold up. Um,
She
why are you
slid down the
playing with
pew.
me? You know I'm gonna laugh. Let me straighten up my face.
And then the funny part was all the men in that church. Didn't nobody get up at first. She laid there for about 5 minutes. When she first fell out, slid down, whatever you want to call it, my uncle looked over at her and just turned his head like, oh well. So
Okay.
so one man walked over there to help her up. And then he stood there because nobody else came to help. He was like, "Can I get some men to help me carry her out?"
So they just left her on the floor.
You heard me. They left her ass on the floor.
That's funny.
So
That's
then, because they so evil, her mama, her sisters, and her, because they so evil,
funny.
she didn't even go to the cemetery. My uncle didn't know where they was burying her. They jumped in and he had to walk. It's one of them big mega churches down there in Houston. So
Mhm.
we had parked on the wrong side apparently. So while he going to get in his car, they load my little cousin in hers
Mhm.
and take off. It's literally a chase on the interstate for
What?
him to keep it. He ended up losing them on the interstate
All because she didn't want him there?
because she didn't want him to know where my cousin is buried.
Right, Patrice Cunningham. She said that that lady was putting on a show.
Girl, she put because at first, as much as I couldn't stand her, she was sitting directly in front of me. And she was kind of, she started kind of rocking and sniffling. And me being a mother, and I was pregnant and emotional at the time, I started patting her back. Even though I had my feelings, I'm like, as a mother, I don't know what I would do if that was
Did you
my
push her
child
out the
later.
chair? Did you push her out the chair? Did
I
you push her
did.
out the chair?
Now, look, I didn't do that, but I did have my knife on me just in case she tried to start some shit.
Oh, you
Girl,
brought
I
a
ain't
weapon into the church house.
I didn't come to play. I came to slay, literally.
Oh, child. You brought the sword, the sword of the spirit.
Honey, I had
I,
my sword and shield. Quit playing.
and people be talking about me carrying around weapons. Huh?
I had a bat under my seat too. Don't play with me. But so they went and buried her real fast, and then they came back to the church for the
The
repast. And then they had the nerve to get an attitude because the son was coming over and sitting with us and talking to us. And I'm like, you ignorant.
because the mother
He
was
has not
acting
seen
different.
us. This is how she was one of them parents where he was like, okay, I'm paying child support, I'm paying for the insurance. So he is like going to court, trying to fight this, trying to find the kids. She would move them from school to school. She would move house to house to keep him from knowing where they were at. When it was his weekend to have them, it was always some kind of, oh, they sick this weekend. Oh, we finna go out of town this weekend. Oh, they
So
can't.
this was a bitter Black woman. The bitter Black woman that a lot of Black women getting accused to be. This is the definition of a bitter Black woman. And I think that's probably was the case with this story of the guy who wasn't allowed at his daughter's funeral. And then like halfway through the video though, I thought that the police was gonna leave and walk out, but they ended up having to leave anyway. I was like, that is so wrong. But did you see all the police officers? Like, where did they come from?
It was like 12 of them. It might have been more than that.
It's more serious things going on in these streets, and you got that many police officers standing around the casket to make sure the father does.
But did you hear what they did? So because they couldn't totally, she's freezing right now, but because they could not totally block the casket, Tanya, you frozen. Go out and come back in, baby. They had a blanket and put it over the child's face. Yes, you heard me right. They put a blanket over that baby's face while she was in the casket. It hurts my heart to hear stuff like this. It's just ridiculous. So a little bit more to the story. So the father, I guess one of the police officers, he had taken the dad and hidden him downstairs. And after the mother and her family started leaving, that officer brought the dad back upstairs, and he had put one of their police jackets on him and allowed him to have some time with his daughter. I'm guessing before the funeral home closed or something. But I'm like, it shouldn't have had to be like that. Now, I don't know why the police officer did that. It was very kind. But then I started thinking about the minister started saying, well, maybe he wasn't being kind. Maybe he didn't want to be sued, because technically the father has a lawsuit on his hands because he has a court order right there in his hands. He had presented it to the police officers, and they chose to ignore that court order. So he could sue the police officers, he could sue that family, and he could probably sue the funeral home. And if that wasn't the worst of it, I'm telling you, this story is just the most horrible story that keeps giving. The mother, that was the second funeral home that child's body has been at. She kept moving that little girl's body from funeral home to funeral home because she didn't want the daddy to know where they were at. That is one of the most horrible things I've ever heard. And it just, yes, Patrice, that's true. God is. God is. And I think he's already doing that because she's still lonely and she's still bitter. And all of this happened over 10 years ago. But as for the main story with the mother, and I've known evil people, but I'm telling you, like I said, as much as I can't stand my kid's father, I would not deny him that. I damn sure wouldn't deny his family that. because, I get along with the family. It's him. And, you know, it's just hard. It's horrible that she had to go through that many measures to keep this man away from his children that he created with you. And that wasn't the only one he created with her. So now you got to think, you acting like this, what about the other child? That's just, it, honey, it is a doggone shame. And it just, and vengeance is mine, said the Lord. You are correct. They just don't know. Their vengeance is going to be way worse than anything us humans can think of here on earth. But let them keep acting. Keep acting up. They going to see. They going to find out. My co-host, I don't know where she went. She ran away. Yeah. And, it just, I understand. I don't know what her reasoning is for being that way. Like I said, maybe it was something he was doing to the kids. I don't know. But I can understand keeping him away so that he couldn't hurt them anymore or whatever the case may be. But you gotta let it go, because in the end, you holding on to all this anger and hurt, and you plotting and planning on this man, literally, because it took some thought to pull something like this off. But you doing all of that and hurting yourself, hurting your own heart. But guess what? They sleeping just as good as they want to. You the only one hurting. Your anger, hurt, frustration, it ain't doing nothing to him. He's sleeping good while you plotting and scheming. And that's something, yeah, the kids will turn on her. And that's part of the reason why, even though I have reason to, I have reason to be hurt, to be mad, to be spiteful. But I decided, you know, I was going to let my kids form their own opinion of him. I don't get involved in it. I don't talk about him in front of them. Um, I try to be just, just as passive and whatever when they bring him up. Um, but I don't. Now, the one thing I don't do is I don't make excuses for him for his absence. And I've told him before, that's something you have to explain to your kids, why you're not around, why you don't call, why you don't do this and that. I'm not going to be trying to lie and, you know, do all of that. That's for you to explain why you weren't there. So they have formed their opinions. Um, the one thing I do tell my kids, you don't have to like him, but you will respect him. Period. You will not be disrespectful at all. So, yeah, she mad she made that mistake, but hey, we've all been there. But the thing is, you have to learn to grow from that. Take that as a lesson, as a lesson learned. I'm sorry. You know, things that hurt us, we have to learn how to turn it around and use it and say, hey, I can't, I ain't gonna go back. I can't turn the hands of time back and change that. But what I can change is what I do from here on out. So it looks like my co-host has she's trying to get back in, but she says the internet is tripping. Oh boy. I'm sorry, I'm just replying to her. Hello. I don't know, but I'm still live. I'm still live and talking to people. You turn your internet off and like the modem, turn your modem off and then start it back up. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye. Sorry about that. Hey Tanya, this song is dedicated to you. I'm sorry, Mr. Internet Man. There's something wrong with my line. When I try to go back live, I get a click every time. I'm just playing. I'm sorry, y'all. So y'all can see. Okay. Oh, see, Tanya, Carla says she can see and hear me. Uh-huh. I'm gonna have her, she's starting her modem again and hopefully she can get a connection. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell her. Whew. I'm silly. I'm goofy. Mm. So Patrice, you said you didn't either with yours. You did tell her the truth and what happened. When he called, I let her talk to him. All she wanted, she found out that he was to be the liar. Yeah, I told her he was. I'm here. Yeah, yeah. I there have been times when I've tried to fill in, and like with my daughter, she has always been, for some reason, only God knows why, but she's always been in love with her daddy. My daddy is this, and my dad's gonna do that, and it killed me to know that he wasn't none of that. He wasn't gonna do none of that. He had never been any of that. But that was what she wanted. That was what she seen on TV. And it hurt me that he was hurting my child. And to me, that's the only way he could hurt me was through my kids. And because my son, he learned at about 7 or 8. Okay. Dude, don't keep his word. I'm done. Well, just dissuade a child from college. That's just stupid. I mean, probably because he was gonna have to pay tuition. But although, I have told my son college is not for everybody, and everybody ain't for college. Now that I have said, and I'll continue to say, And I say that because, we all want our kids to go to school and to do better and be better, but these schools are failing our kids as far as learning. So when it comes time for them to go to an institute of higher learning, of higher education, they're not ready for that. And then they end up flunking out, and guess who's stuck with tuition fees and student loan? It ain't the kids, it's the parents. So, but what I will say, and I say this all the time, they need to bring back technical classes in high school. Because, like I said, every kid is not ready for college. They're not college material. But we still need mechanics. We still need people to bake in a bakery. We still, I mean, these hands on jobs. We still need those. So, why are they not providing these? This is stuff they could be teaching in school, and they need to. She went and graduated. Brought home my degree. Oh, from Cambodia. How was that? Right. My kids know I am big on learning. My grandmother was big on learning. My dad, it wasn't that he was big on learning, but he was big on my sister and I learning. Sorry. And no, I don't have corona. I've been having this doggone stuffiness since December, and it will not. I mean, I've been fighting and fighting, but that's all right. I'm gonna win. So, is there while I got y'all on the line, is there anything else y'all want to chat about, talk about? Oh, hey, that's what's up. Stay on it, Mom. Stay on her. And we especially need black teachers. We do. Um, it's time for our kids to see people who look like them and can understand their learning patterns and habits. That's important. And we really do need black male teachers too, so that our sons can see an image of themselves in a higher learning situation. So and these teachers don't get paid nowhere nearly enough for what they have to deal with in these schools. My goodness, mm-mm. Between them and first responders, they are so underpaid. Oh my gosh. But I applaud the teachers and their efforts to try to teach these kids. And it kills me when parents be like, they have, some of these parents really think the school is a daycare. No, that's not what it's about, boo boo. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But, you know, oh, shoot, go ahead. That's beautiful, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. And we need to start congratulating the parents of these students who are doing great like yours because, hey, we stay up at night trying to help them with their homework, trying to remember stuff we ain't studied in 20 years. So, and how hard we work too. Congratulate yourself, Mom. Encourage for encouraging that. And if she has any friends, encourage them too. We seriously need black and Hispanic teachers in the schools where our kids are represented, and can be seen too. Yeah, education does begin at home. I People who know me would tell you I started my kids off when they was about maybe two, and I say that because no, they weren't reading and writing at that time. But what I did was, and I was a post single mom before I. This was before I even went to college. Um, but I went and bought construction paper, and I cut out shapes. So not only are you getting colors, but you're getting shapes. And then I had a poster with all the alphabet on there and numbers up to 10, and we would practice that like every day. I had a pointer and we would point, and what is this? What is that? And I truly believe that's what helped my kids to get a little bit of a jump start. That and my cousin at the time was a kindergarten teacher, and she was seeing, and my aunt, her mom was a daycare provider, so she was sending worksheets home, and my aunt would work with them at daycare. So that gave them a jump start in head start in kindergarten too. Mm. Let me see what the chat is talking about. It was all God. Yeah, but God, he got what he called angels here on earth, and they put their hands and stuff. And Mama, you an angel too. She never got to. Now that's just wrong. I got a lot of books when I was little, but I, I got I ended up getting a mix. I had toys, but I had books too. So I got mixed. I got a mix of both. I can't complain and get on you now, but because it's a little late. But it showed off. It worked for her. It worked for y'all. Well, peoples, I am going to get off of here. It has been real. I'm gonna call and check on Tanya and see how she doing over there. Um, I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you like it, please share it, pass it on to some of your friends so they can look at it and pass it on and pass it on. Just keep on doing, passing it on. Um, we thank you. Please don't take this coronavirus lightly. Protect yourself. This is the one time that where you need to be selfish. You need to think about yourself. Wear your mask. Wear your gloves. Sanitize your handles, your remotes, your light switches, all of that. Be smart, be vigilant. 6 feet. I need 6 feet in all directions. Take your life seriously. Have a good one. Be blessed, y'all.